as I lead with Rhyperior just to try and get up rocks. Predicting his switch into Xatu, I ended up switching out into Shaman. Knowing that he would Psychic, I predicted my switch out into Glalie. I made my switch out into Glalie. Wanting to get the Mega Evolution off, realizing Porygon 2 would come in, I realized I needed to return for the speed boost I needed. I went out into Hariyama to bait Guts, because I knew he would Toxic. Pretending to be Guts, although I was Thick Fat, just to try and body Darmanitan with an interesting spread on the Thick Fat, to be able to live 3 Flare Blitzes. Predicting, I realized that he would more than likely either go out to Xatu or Gardevoir, predicting a close combat, even though I would have knockoff. So I realized he would switch out into Gardevoir, and I Stone Edged, realizing that would do a lot because I was banned at Hariyama. I switch out on the Darmanitan switch in, realizing he could be banded, even though I didn't anticipate a Scarfed one. And the fact is I didn't want to miss the Stone Edge. If I had missed the Stone Edge, he could have pretty much swept my squad, bar going out in the Rhyperior and obviously forcing a switch. I go out into Rhyperior, realizing I can body Darmanitan unless it predicts and goes for a Superpower or an Earthquake, which he won't predict here because he realizes that Hariyama is an imminent threat to his Porygon, and one of his few threats to Porygon. Realizing it was Scarf, I ended up wanting to get up rocks to break Dragonite's Multiscale, which, as you'll see down the line, works out in my favor because it hurts Darmanitan and Dragonite a lot, and it kind of prevents Raikou from Volt Switching a lot. Predicting a recover with the Porygon 2, I ended up going for Toxic, realizing it would hurt Porygon 2 a lot, getting the residual damage off. I knew he would not Ice Beam here because I had realized he was definitely defensive. He wasn't going to run some offensive Porygon set because Porygon bodies my team for the most part. Predicting a Toxic. Well, actually, I was predicting an Ice Beam. I ended up going out to Skarmory, realizing that Skarmory could take an Ice Beam pretty well versus a Porygon 2. Getting up my spikes now against Porygon 2 was vital. As knowing I would outspeed Porygon 2, I end up roosting due to me being able to take a T-Boat and just spam roost against him and get up more and more spikes to hurt him more and more. I switch out to Calm Shaman because I know Shaman can body Raikou. It was max SpDef, max HP, a very interesting set that not many people see coming. Then I end up Leech Seeding, realizing I need that residual damage a lot on whatever he brings in, more than likely Dragonite that was banded. Realizing Dragonite wouldn't be able to KO me, I end up getting 3 layers of spikes up, but on the second layer of spikes, I end up predicting him to go for the Dragon Dance. Hey. Nothing much, just got home. Going to the game at 6:30. Sorry about that. Realizing he won't be able to KO me from this range, I will be able to get off a roost again and be left at him, leaving him at 1 HP. Unfortunately here he gets the 1 hacks of the battle, which is Burn Me, which helps get him residual damage versus Scarm. Knowing that he would Volt Switch here, I end up switching out to Rhyperior once again, because I know he could take an HP Ice, but I was worried about an HP Grass, really, to be honest. I mean, if he'd gone for HP Grass and revealed he was more than likely Spexed, or AV. Unfortunately, actually that's pretty wrong. The second hacks of the battle happens, preventing me from 6-0ing because Hariyama could take a hit from Darmanitan and Bullet Punch and hopefully KO, but it does not because it gets critted. And here Glalie just cleans up, really. It just sweeps the rest of his team. And that is the end of the match, 5-0 Glalie with the win.